This tutorial is a brief overview of some of the analytics that are available inside of Canvas quizzes. So this first one we're looking at is the analytics for classic quizzes because both of the reports and statistics are a little bit different depending on which quiz system you're using. So this is classic quizzes that we're looking at right now. So if you go back to where you would have built that particular quiz, like this is after you've built it, your kids have already taken it at this point. You can see that this is a 10-point graded quiz, had a time limit of 5 minutes. I'm going to click on this little link right here that says quiz statistics. And this is going to show me basically how some of my kids did. You can see that you can look at student analysis. I'm not going to show that because this has real student data associated with it, so I'm not going to make that public, obviously. But this also gives me a question-by-question breakdown. You can see that this was the number of attempts. This was a quiz, by the way, that had banked questions, so that were randomly generated. So notice this one had 16 attempts, this one had 15. That would explain the discrepancy. In this case, you can see 13 respondents got this question right, 3 people got it wrong. I can go down here as well, 93% here. So anyway, this gives you a very, very, very quick overview, very, very fast, of what questions that my kids struggle with. Obviously, they did very, very well here. And here as well. And you can kind of see that these are just multiple choice and true false types of questions. Only 10 particular respondents got this particular question. So like I said, and that's due to the question banking. You can obviously see there's more than 10 questions on here. 17 got that. So that is what the quiz analytics looks like in this particular deal. You can also if I believe I can click on this and this would actually show me the respondents, which I'm not going to do in this particular case, but that is the analytics for classic Canvas quizzes. If I click on this tab, if I go to quiz item and analysis, this will take me to what this looks like inside of quizzes, new quizzes. So you can see here I went to reports first, and then I clicked on quiz item and analysis. This is the overall view here. You can see how some people scored and whatnot, and some of this is because some of these are manually graded. You can also click on more information about each question by clicking on this little caret arrow. So you can see that 76% got this question right. You can see here the number of respondents is relatively high. That's because some of these students would have taken this quiz potentially twice. Like I said, but we can basically look at each individual one of these, and it kind of tells you the difficulty index is basically the number of students that got it correct. So obviously, the higher that is, the closer to 1, the better off it is. So in this case, you can see 84% got it right. This one, 90% got it right. And so obviously, the higher the better. This is kind of a different type of question. So you can see that this is a categorization question, and so this is one that has to be manually graded. That's why it's kind of hard to determine that, but this is kind of what that's showing you as far as who did what on those questions. In any case, this is just what the two different analytics look like in new quizzes and in classic quizzes, to give you some indication of how your students are performing on certain types of test questions.